What's up guys, it's Kelly and today I've got another swatch review for you. So today I'm really excited because I'm going to be doing the Cuccio Spring 2019 collection. And I realized while I was swatching these that I've actually never swatched any Cuccio polishes before. So I find that really weird because if you guys watch my channel, you know that I use the Cuccio base and top coats religiously. Like I use them all the time and I really love the formula on them. I really love how long they last. So it's pretty weird that I haven't used Cuccio polishes in so long. I just love their like nail care stuff and I also love their cuticle oil. But anyway, so I got their spring collection and I'm actually really impressed by it. They have the wide flat brush that I love. They have an amazing formula. I don't want to spoil it all, so I'll show you the swatches and then we'll talk about it a little bit more. So as usual, I am using my Cuccio base coat underneath all of these swatches. I will link it down below if anybody is interested, but it's one of my favorite base coats. So first up in this collection, we have Take Your Breath Away, and this is a really pale pastel lavender cream shade. It was a tiny bit sheer on the first coat, but I ended up getting full coverage in two. The formula was really nice. It was very smooth and creamy and self-leveling, and I was just really impressed with it. The color is also just really soft and delicate and perfect for spring, so definitely into it. Also, quick note, I love the names in this collection. They're hilarious, and I've decided they're all things you would do when your crush is nearby. So next up we have the shade Wink, which is another thing you would totally do when you see your crush, but this is a really pale peachy pink pastel nude shade. That's a lot of words to describe it, but that's how I feel like it is described. This is a really beautiful shade, again, just very nice formula. I almost got full coverage in the first coat, but there were a little bit of patches that I had to fill in with that second coat, but with that second coat I got full opacity and it looked absolutely amazing. I think it really worked well with my skin tone and it's just a really beautiful soft color. Next up we have the shade Bite Your Lip. This is more of a beige neutral cream shade. Definitely works well with my skin tone, but I think it would honestly work well on all skin tones just because I love light nude shades like this on all skin tones. But again, just a really great formula. I can't stress enough how much I really enjoyed this formula. I just felt like it applied so smoothly and it was so creamy and just easy to level out. It just looked so great. Next up we have the shade Left Wanting More, and I felt like this was actually a really interesting and unique shade. It's like a yellow pastel, but it kind of leans a little bit more nude slash beige. I don't know. I've seen yellow pastel shades before, but I've never had one with this type of undertone, and I think it's actually really gorgeous. Like, this is a really nice work shade, and I think this would also just be a really gorgeous base for nail art. Honestly, I think all of these colors would be really great backgrounds for any nail art. Next up we have the color Hair Toss, which is a really dusty pastel green shade, and you guys already know how I feel about this polish because you know how much I love green shades, but I just think this is a really refreshing take on a pastel color. It's just a really interesting, beautiful shade and not something I feel like you see too often in the nail polish world. So very happy to see it in this collection and it's just really beautiful. Next up we have the shade Why Hello, which is a really light, almost white pastel blue shade. I want to say this one kind of has more of like a turquoise slash aqua feel to it because there's kind of that sort of greenish undertone to it, if that makes any sense. I think it's just another really beautiful color. It's like a beautiful sky and again, just really great for nail art, but I would totally wear this on its own too. Next up we have Follow Your Butterflies, which is another creamy pastel blue cream, but this one is more of a baby blue shade. Again, just really stunning. I did end up throwing a second coat, as with all of them, just because I had a few little patches that I had to fix up, but again, just a really amazing formula. Can't stress that enough. And last but not least, we have the shade Flirt, which is a soft white cream. So I use Cuccio Verona Lace, which is a one coater white all the time, and it's a really good white base color, especially for like nail art, but I think this color Flirt is actually really useful because sometimes you want to just have a fresh white manicure, but you want it to be a little bit softer than like a stark white, like white out looking nail polish, and I think this really achieves it. It was perfectly opaque in two coats and it looked gorgeous. So like I said, these are really good polishes. I'm very impressed with the formula on these. It definitely makes me want to like get a ton of Cuccio stuff and just try all of it because I'm really excited about it. I find it so weird weird that I haven't really used that much Cuccio. I have some of their colors and I've used them before, but like, my gosh, these are so good. What was I doing? Why haven't I been swatching these? They're amazing. So as far as these colors specifically, they are really nice. They're like classic spring colors. I don't know necessarily that you need all of them unless you're like me and you like to just have a whole collection, which I like to do because I'm kind of a hoarder, but I really don't think you need to do that. They're relatively similar to one another, but I do think it's definitely worth picking out your favorites. They're really like soft spring pastels, but they're not like the basic pastels, like the dusty pinks and purples. Like, it's the whole rainbow of pastels. So I really like that. And I do happen to think they look really pretty together. You can see them in my background here. I'm also kind of thinking, wouldn't they be cute for a water marble? Like a little springy water marble, very subtle. Or they would be good for like really subtle gradients also. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm just getting excited. But I gotta say, for pastel formulas, I think it's amazing. Like, it feels like a formula on a regular nail polish, but pastel polishes, if you guys have tried a lot, tend to be really hard to work with. Like, they're always a little bit chalky and they're not necessarily self-leveling. So I'm just really impressed that these polishes have such a great formula. So I got these polishes from the HB Beauty Bar website, which is a retailer that I love to use for a ton of mainstream brands. I will link it down below. The polishes run for $5.95 USD on there, and you can also use my discount code to get 20% off. So you just have to use the code Kelly and you'll get 20% off your entire order there, so definitely worth checking out. They also sell makeup and stuff, which is also really cool. But yeah, I will link everything down below, as well as their base and top coat, because I love them so much. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave me a comment letting me know what other stuff you want to see me swatch or talk about or do in my videos. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe. I got a little subscribe button down there somewhere that you guys can click on. And that's it. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Okay, so fun fact. This is a weird one, but this has been bothering me all video. Okay, how do I say this? My tongue is like weirdly bigger than my mouth. I feel like it just takes in general in my life a lot of effort to keep my tongue inside my mouth. This is... When I'm sleeping though, I feel like my tongue kind of like seeps out under my teeth, and I always wake up with like teeth marks on my tongue, and sometimes I like bite my tongue and it hurts a lot. And if you guys can't tell from my voice in this video, because I feel like it sounds very pronounced to me, but I bit my tongue last night and it hurts so much. Like, just to talk hurts so much. So I don't know why I'm filming this video right now, but I kind of have to get it done. So yeah, that's it for my weird fun fact. I have a weirdly big tongue and I bit it. So yeah, talk to you guys later. Bye.